Welcome to This Week in Vexly. Starting off, we will review our trade ideas from last week. First idea from last week was a short on Microsoft. Our market maker model was short, but Pluto was neutral, and based on the gamma profile, we saw the floor for the week to be 320 and the ceiling to be 330. This idea worked for both directions. If you shorted from Monday's open down to low of week, Microsoft was down 1.17%. Then you could have longed it back up to 330, where, like we stated, we would have some resistance based on positioning. For our second idea, we liked Meta as a long this week. Our market maker model had Meta as a squeeze due to price being below peak positive and peak negative gamma, which was at 290. From Monday's open to high of week, Meta was up 4.9%. Now let's review our Fed and liquidity recap from last week. Starting off, we have CB swap lines that have continued to flatten over the last couple of weeks, along with overnight repo auctions, where we also haven't seen anything new worth reporting. Lastly, we have the Fed's balance sheet, which is continuing its planned drawdown. All things considered, we are still seeing poor conditions for liquidity, and will need to see one of these metrics change trend for a clear picture higher. Next, we have our weekly returns from our market view tool. Note how 2 weeks ago we mentioned price had negative returns deep enough for a mean reversion move. Well, we got exactly that, but now we are seeing returns at the other end of the extreme, but with positive returns. This warrants caution going into next week for higher based on the typical returns and where we have seen reversals. Next, let's review our heat maps from Friday's close. Remember to pause the video and examine the heat maps for points of interest for Monday's open. Here are the heat maps for ES, NQ, and RTY. Now let's get into our trade ideas for the week ahead. First idea we like for the week ahead is a short on MU. Our market maker model is short and bearish, along with Pluto signaling a short. Moving to our gamma profile, we can see peak positive is set at 70 and peak negative is set at 65. Based on current positioning, we want to see 70 act as a ceiling for the week and price to move below 70 with a target of 65. Moving to our Vanna profile, we have peak positive set at 77.5 and negative set at 65, which aligns with our downside target for the week. P1 skew is flat, but P2 skew is showing large positioning is long, far out of the money calls that market makers will like to drain this week. Next, we have the weekly seasonality for MU, and here are the VX levels from Friday. For our second idea, we like LULU as a short this week. Our market maker model is short and bearish, along with Pluto signaling a sell signal. Moving to our gamma profile, we can see peak positive is at 400 along with peak negative at 380. Based on current positioning, we should see price roll back under 400 with a target of 390 to 380. But if positioning rolls higher, we could see price move up to those other peaks at 410 and 420. Moving to our Vanna profile, we can see peak positive is at 420 and peak negative is at 380. Next, we have our skew model, which has P1 as negative for the week, meaning puts have already been loaded and are slightly expensive. Next, we have the weekly seasonality for LULU, and here are the VX levels. One thing to note is the selling we saw at 400 last week, and how price has tested it on Friday before close. This will be a spot to watch for the week ahead. That's it for this week. To recap, we still see the Fed and liquidity metrics to be poor and are still having negative effects on the market. To recap our trade ideas, we like MU as a short this week, with 70 acting as the ceiling and a downside target of 65. For our second idea, we like LULU as a short based on current positioning, with a downside target of 390 to 380, but need to make sure positioning doesn't roll higher, allowing price to move higher. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.